Q&A. By the way, I love Q&A, and we got Melanie online, and Melanie is asking, hey Gus, is there one specific rule that you use for every presentation or every close? Melanie, thank you for the question. I got an answer for you. I don't have one specific rule that I use. I got six. I got six rules that I use for every situation. Doesn't matter what it is. This will help you out a lot. It has helped me out over the years, and I'm going to give them to you. It doesn't matter if I'm talking to a big group of people, if I'm talking to a husband and wife, if I'm talking to one person, if I'm selling a product, if I'm selling a service. This helps in every situation. Number one, time kills deals. The best time to get a deal is on the spot. Well, things are hot. When you have the customer on the phone, when you're in front of the customer, the minute that you hang up the phone, the minute that you leave that meeting, your chances of getting that deal go down by 50%. And customers will forget about 70% of the information that you gave them 24 hours after you talk to them. So always try everything you can to get a deal on the spot. Number two, always get agreement from the customer. Get them to say words like yes, sure, okay, I understand, absolutely, it makes sense. Get them to say words like that throughout the presentation. Every time you ask a question, every time they ask you a question, you give them an answer. Get agreement. This will help you out in two ways. This will give you permission to move forward in the sales process, and this will get the customer to start building a sense of commitment, a sense of ownership of the product or services that you're trying to sell them. And it's going to make it a lot easier in the end. Number three, always make sure the customer understands the difference between price and cost. Price is the one-time payment for your product or services. Cost is the cost of ownership. For as long as he's going to do services or get services from you, or the lifetime of the equipment that he's buying from you, how much is it going to cost him over the whole span of time? This is going to help you sell value instead of price. So always make sure they understand the difference between price and cost. Number four, be very comfortable with pauses. Be very comfortable with silence after you ask a question. Make sure that you give the customer time to process the questions that you ask them and give you an answer, and wait for them to answer. So many times I go and do sales training at different companies, and I ask salespeople to role play with me, and they ask me a question and they answer the question themselves. They don't even give me time to answer. You're not going to get any more information from the customer that way, and the customer is not going to have a sense of doesn't have a sense that you're even interested in listening to what he has to say. So every time you ask a question, stop, let the customer think, let the customer talk. Mr. Customer, is it price that you're talking about, or is it cost? Which one is it? And stay quiet. Wait for the answer. The customer will tell you, and you will learn something new and something that is going to help you in the end. Number five, handle every objection head on. As soon as the customer brings an objection up, just handle it. Look him in the eye, be very confident. That's why practice. It is so important. The customer says, hey, that's a lot more than I wanted to pay. Hey, Mr. Customer, are you concerned about price? Are you concerned about cost? Which one is it? Stay quiet right away, head on. Don't dodge it. This is going to do two things for you. One, the customer is going to see that you're not scared, that you know your product, you know your services, you know your company, you're confident about what you're doing, and he's going to see that you're sure, that you know exactly what you're talking about, and that you're interested in what the customer has to say. So always, right away, as soon as the customer brings up an objection, answer it head on. Don't try and go around it. Customers don't appreciate that. And number six and last, ask questions and always give two paths that the customer can take, two answers, two options of answers that the customer can give you. Every time I ask a question, I always direct the customer one way or the other, so I can control the presentation, so I can control the conversation. And it's not to dominate the customer, but if I know the answers to my questions, and then I know what question I'm going to ask next. Remember, I always say good salespeople will practice what to say. Great salespeople will practice what to ask. So you say to the customer, hey, Mr. Customer, every time a customer tells me they want to think about it, it's one of two things. See, I always give two options, one of two things. They're either not not interested, or they are interested, they're just not sure about something. Which one is it? So you guide the customer to give you one or two answers, and you automatically know what is next. Doesn't matter what he answers, you have the next question, and you you keep the process moving forward, and you control the conversation. I hope this helps you. Practice it, understand it, apply it to your industry, apply it to your services, apply it to your customers. This will help you close more deals. Thank you for the question. And remember, it's always easy to make money in sales as long as you know how. Thank you very much. Talk to you later. Bye.